What's happening, y'all? It's Will the Thrill from Wilfred Ninja Frelix. Unity featuring the Queen.
U-N-I-T-Y, that's a unity.
until I saw one day that you were stringing me along, playing me for a fool. You used me once too much, I'm in so much pain. Here I am again. Trust is a hard thing to come by these days. You build me up to let me down, got me spinning around. I wish I knew where you were coming from. You told me you love me, I thought I was your only one. Seems like I'm always going through changes, living in confusion. Seems like I'm always going through changes, living in confusion, confusion. Oh, oh. I had faith in you, just knew you wouldn't hurt me, but you played a game. You should be ashamed. And I let my guard down, I was so vulnerable. I hope you had your fun. Don't you know I was loyal to you? Truth is a hard thing to come by these days. You build me up to break me down, got me spinning around. I wish I knew where you were coming from. You told me you love me, I thought I was the only one. Seems like I'm always going through changes, living in confusion, confusion, confusion. Seems like I'm always going through changes, living in confusion.
Got me dancing in my room. Got me feeling kinda loose. Ain't no ordinary love I feel for you. Got me running all around. Got me feeling like a clown. Kinda feeling like a fool just for you. Ain't nothing I wouldn't do. I wouldn't do. Ain't nothing I wouldn't do for you. Got me wearing my best lipstick. Got me feeling like a lunatic. Ain't no ordinary love I feel for you. Got me pulling you close to me. Ain't no place I'd rather be. Ain't no ordinary love I feel for you. Ain't nothing I wouldn't do. I wouldn't do. Ain't nothing I wouldn't do for you. I would change my world around. Don't mind feeling like a
YouTube here. Oh yeah. That's still going on. How's it? Is it hot down there in North Carolina?
Right. It's hot. It's got nothing cutting the grass.
It's hot here today.
So where you at, Nick? Where you live? Okay. Yeah.
It's hot again with books.
Right.
right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Indie Live spot right here on GHP Radio, streaming live on YouTube. And we're very excited today. We have great guests today. We got two, as you can see, we got Willie Bradley and Nick Colionne in the house. Welcome to the show.
How you doing?
Welcome, guys. How's everybody doing?
Good.
I'm good. Great.
Awesome. Well, it's really good to have both of you here today, and it's been a minute. We had Nick, you was here, you visited us a little bit over a year ago, isn't it? I think it's been. Last time we had you on.
Been about 3 years, I think, GL4.
Yeah.
At least that.
Yeah,
Has it been that
it was
long?
before my time. So
It's been that long.
3 years.
Oh, okay. Gosh, Lee. Time be going by fast, doesn't it?
Yeah, ever since influences TD.
I know it's been a while because I got a new email address.
Yes, indeed.
You know, Nick, I didn't realize, well, Gris knew. I didn't know you had such a sense of humor, but she told us about seeing you. Was it last year in San Antonio? And it was so hot. What did he say when he was on stage?
Unfortunately, I didn't get to go. He because he had gone to the Balcones Heights Jazz Fest, and Nick, you were when you had done your sound check, and you said that you were so hot that you were melting you felt like a Hershey bar.
I'm melting her.
A melted Hershey bar. I laughed so hard when I read that.
That was funny. And now getting to meet you, I can hear you saying that.
Yeah. Balcones Heights is hot.
Oh yes, it's very hot. And then plus with that reflecting pool, it doesn't help with the humidity that's already in the air, and then plus that water that's in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
no air, because it's like an amphitheater, so it's down. And so hardly any breeze gets through there. And you're just drenched.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't put any fans out there on you with the water cool to blow on you and anything?
They might have some fans, but they don't have it to where it's cool.
Yeah, fan ain't doing it with blowing hot air.
No, exactly.
I thought they might have some of the ones that they kind of blow the mist on you and stuff.
No, they don't.
You don't want that. I wouldn't want it on my horns. I mean, it depends. You may not want to put
want that on as a guitar either.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. That may not be a good idea. But it's interesting, since we're on that topic, I know Gary has an intro for you guys. And you're both performing artists, A-list artists. How do you handle playing at 98 degrees temperature? How does it affect your instruments? And what do you do? Because there's some other artists who are listening, and it's just interesting to know. I mean, I would love to know.
So for a horn player, if the horn's warm, the intonation is, you really have to be careful about intonation, and I have to really just check my tuning and make sure that just before I go on, even throughout the set, that my horn is in tune, basically because of the temperature.
Yeah. But when you play guitar, it's just like, in your house when the weather changes and your doors stick and the wood expands and contracts.
Yeah.
So when I'm in a place like that, I just say, well, I may be in tune for the first song, but after that, I don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
Like, I guess as good as mine.
You tune up the whole gig.
Yeah.
Too much.
Right.
Then you try to blame it on other people. Oh, you're banned for the tune. All right.
It'd be you.
Well, like you were saying earlier, was I playing with the band?
Yeah, no, right.
Nick, a couple of weeks ago, I saw you with Brian Coverson, but y'all done a hell of a show that.
Oh yeah, that was an awesome show.
It was nice.
Oh,
yeah.
over at Brian's place. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You was drinking wine. I didn't see you get a glass of that wine.
Because I don't drink, and if I would have wanted some, you might not have gave me none anyway.
You don't drink.
He had enough Sprites and stuff there for me. He knew I was coming. I got you loaded up. I was like, okay. But, you know.
Yeah, it looked like y'all had a good time.
We did. You know, he's got a great studio, and you know, me and him go way, way, way back. You know, so I went over to his place. Next time, he's gonna have to come to my house. You know, so.
Right. Now, is he in Chicago?
Huh?
Chicago also?
Yeah. Yep. You know, he was in LA for a long while. You know, left shy and went to LA, and then came back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so.
Yeah.
I don't know, you know, maybe he thought I was running for mayor or something, wanted to be back in town.
In Chicago? Wow.
Yeah, so.
I'll be praying for you.
Yeah. In Chicago, I ain't running for nothing, I'm just running.
Oh. That's right.
I'm just running fast as I can.
No, that's right.
Yeah, I was also saying back in the, I'm getting mine in now. We was off air that, you know, like this morning I was seeing that you on the Weather Channel, and also here Willie on the Weather Channel also. So man, you know, that's one hell of a payday there.
Oh yeah, the Weather Channel is good.
Weather Channel and the what's the other one? Watercolors.
Yeah. You see yourself
when
on
I
the
grow up, I'm
Weather
gonna be
Channel.
like you guys. Be on somebody's color. Any color would be good.
Like a box of crayons. Give me all the colors.
Give me any color. Come on, y'all. Black Lives Matter. Give me in there.
Basically, for a musician in our genre, if your music is not played on, if it doesn't get added to watercolors or the iHeartRadio, there's really not much royalties going to be recouped from your investment, and that's kind of the reality of it. So,
Right.
I mean, it's a hard reality, but you know, either if you're a musician, you're either gonna get your music to the quality of everybody else that's being added to Sirius, or you're just gonna be just spinning your wheels. So you really got to pay attention to what's going on in the genre, basically.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Well, I haven't given up. You know what I
But
mean?
Willie, you was also saying that you signed a contract with Sirius to get your whole catalog played.
Well, yes, it was something
serious?
that I was that kind of landed on my lap. I wasn't expecting it, but Paul Allerton, our dear friend Nick and I, you know, we kind of got to communicate with people, and Paula said, "Hey, Willie, you should reach out to this guy at Sirius and you know, let him know that you're interested in you know, find out more information about direct licensing with Sirius XM." And I sent up an email, and he sent me an email back, said he wanted to talk to me on the following Monday, and I just sent him an email with me being added to Sirius, and basically, you know, before I could even get a few words out of my mouth, he said, "Willie, we want you to sign the contract today." I was like, "Well, I got some questions I'd like to ask first," but, you know, but he said, "Well, then let me give you a little presentation," and his name is Casey Ray, and once he gave me the you know, the conversation and the ins and the outs, and I was like, wow. So we kind of cut out the middle person, which is Sound Exchange, and who were taking 10% of the royalties right off of the top of anybody's record that does get picked up by Sirius, and so they said they were going to cut that right out, and they would pay all the licensees direct, you know. So that's going to be the case for me here next week, and every month thereafter that they continue to spin my records. And the advantage of that is I get a chance when my CD drops, I'll get an invitation to take a band into the studio and play and promote my new album. And if you got a song as a musician that crosses genres, you get an opportunity to submit your music not through a radio promoter but directly to Sirius without paying that $3,000 lifeless single for a radio promoter, and they'll add your song. So it's like, I mean, I was like, I couldn't believe it, but you know, for a musician like me and Nick, I'm an independent artist, so it's like everything everything I do, I have to raise the money for.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, yeah.
and I've been fortunate to have people in my corner. You know, I've raised 24,000 for the last 2 projects, and I'm almost done with this one. So it's just a blessing.
That is a blessing.
That is a
Well,
blessing.
that is a blessing.
Major
Yeah,
blessing.
because, you know, because
You answered my question though. You know, you don't have to pay the money because we talked about this on the show several times. And they're like, oh, if you give me $5,000, Joyce, I'll get your music on major. Da, da, da. I'm like, man, how do I know I can trust you? Everybody got quiet.
Yeah, that's a good one.
well, you know,
Yeah. Want to
Joyce,
elaborate on that?
well, Joyce, you do have some people out there that you can trust, but you know, you can't trust them all. But you know, you just really have to seek them out.
I haven't
You
met.
definitely have to seek them out, you know, and everything.
I'm a little jaded because I've been taken before. I think I told you guys in the last show, the only pleasure I have is that one of the guys, he's in prison right now because I was not the only one. I found out I wasn't the only one. But there are some shysters out there, and I know I have to spend money. I just wanted to. I plant a seed, I'm expecting some fruit. And if I plant an apple seed, I want apples.
All right.
So Nick, what is next for you and your catalog?
Well, hopefully we're gonna be releasing another single as soon as Willie let the charts go.
Oh my God!
As soon as he let me in, and hopefully one day I'll be going back on the road.
Well, I was just getting ready to say that that single that Willie and Whiteside got.
Reagan.
Yeah, that's pretty hot. That's going on right
It is
now.
hot.
Yeah.
It's like number 2 on the Smooth Jazz Top 20, and it's number 5 on Billboard with the bullet going up. So I'm sitting here, you know, bracing myself. I can't sleep. I'm hoping to make it to number 1 on one of them or either one of them. I've never been this high on the charts at all, and
You'll get there.
man, it's amazing. Just sit and watch.
You know, I just think since you already signed a contract with XM series, you may have your own TV channel. I mean, a radio channel there in a minute. Huh? You sure bring Nick in then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll make sure Nick get in there.
Nick's
gonna get in
But you gotta
anyway.
be serious about it.
The Willie Bradley channel. Featuring Nick Colionne. All day, every day.
That's
Hey, that's
right.
You
You
know?
know, I was listening to Eddie Levert speak on, I think it was the Roland Martin show, and he was, and you know, he's a veteran, and I'm paraphrasing, but he was talking about the challenge in the industry that he was saying we really don't make any money when you sign with major labels, and he said basically saying you can be as talented as you want to be, but if you don't have that right connection, it's very difficult. How do you guys feel about that?
Well, I've always known that, you know, you don't make money off records. That's for sure. Even back in the old days, they didn't make money off records. Money is made off touring. The record is just a calling card to the promoter.
Mm-hmm.
But with the way things are, especially in the smooth jazz genre, where there's hardly any stations in the major markets anymore. You know, we have to depend on XM and stuff like that because, I mean, we don't have a so-called contemporary jazz or smooth jazz station in Chicago anymore. We used to have the #1 station in the United States.
That's true.
Yeah.
But when they all went down, that makes it hard for people coming up because promoters want to know you can put butts in the seats and ain't nobody heard you.
Right. Yeah.
So, you know, but it's always a way, you know, you just keep building your brand and and every show you do, when you do get a gig, you got to go out there and leave everything you got on the stage so they want you back, you know.
That's right.
And that's the whole thing, you know, because people ask me, they're like, you know, you come out here like a crazy man slamming. I'm like, but it's always been my philosophy. jazz show can come off with just in much energy as a rock show or R&B show, you know.
Absolutely right. Yeah,
I agree.
So
Right.
you know, now that I'm on this COVID thing, gaining weight, I might have to go back to my rock look and just come out there with no shirt on because I ain't gonna be able to fit none of my clothes in about
Yeah, this is another one for you. But what for both of y'all? Have y'all had a chance to go overseas yet to perform?
I go every year. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Well,
Yeah.
I tour with the James Brown band, and we've gone overseas quite a few times. But I was just gonna have my first show as Willie Bradley play on the Mallorca Smooth Jazz Festival in Spain, and that got moved from May to October, and then from October 20 to October 21. So
yeah.
I was as long as they're gonna have it, I'm excited about going. That would have been my first gig international as Willie Bradley.
And you'll love Mallorca. It's beautiful.
Right,
You'll love
right,
that gig. It's a good gig, good promoter. You know,
right.
people are cool. Food is good, real good.
Like that chicken?
Oh yeah, yeah, it's good food. Yeah,
Well, Nick,
then it's time to play. I'm still eating.
I think it's interesting that you said because there aren't any smooth jazz stations in respective cities where promotion would come from radio. For people who are tuning in right now that may not know who you are, how about giving us a little bit of background about you, Nick, how you got started, how many CDs you have, awards that you have. We know you've been on the Billboard and everything, but maybe somebody doesn't know all that about you.
Well, when I was young, I stole this dude's guitar. No. No. I got started, my stepfather started me playing guitar, you know, and he and my mom were big West Montgomery fans. And so,
Okay.
you know, they got me to listen in the West, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do that, you know. And I was like 9 going on 10, started playing, and thought I was gonna be the Michael Jackson of guitar by the time I was 13. That didn't happen. But you know, so I came into guitar playing straight ahead jazz, and then I started playing R&B, you know, which is what my peers listen to, you know,
Right.
playing the R&B stuff, and blues. Got about 15, 16, I went out on the road with, you know, some of the older groups from Chicago, like the Staple Singers, and them. Did 5 years with them, then joined a heavy metal band when I left there. Then I was really wild. So came back and started playing, you know, jazz clubs around the city with a group. Then they kicked me out, so then that's when I started doing stuff on my own. You know? Yeah, but I got kicked out of a few groups, but you know,
But look at you
I
now.
was hurt at the time, but you know, that was all in God's plan for me to do my own thing. He knew I was tired of looking at people's backs all day, so the you know, in '94 I broke out on about 92, 93. I think I started. That's when I met my manager Carol, who's, you know, since passed away.
That kind of set you back.
She's basically the one who, when I met her, asked me to go, you know, about going out on my own. She was like, "You need to go out on your own." She was coming to see our group. I was like, "I don't know nothing about going out on my own." And every week she would come to our gig. She's like, "You need to go out on your own." So I was like, "Well, you need to manage me." She's like, "I don't know nothing about managing nobody." I said, "Well, that's we even." You know? So we went out there and we started it, you know. You know, I was broke, and then when I did get a hit record, I was like, "Oh yeah, this is it. I'm gonna get 1 million gigs." Didn't happen. But,
It's the music
yeah, I got
biz.
another record. I was like, "Yeah, this is it. I'm on my way." Didn't happen. You know, but I knew, you know, when I went out there, I was like, you know, whenever they give me a chance to get on one of those big stages, they're gonna say that boy is a strong fool, and they still saying it. So I went out there and I was like,
And I
I'm
love
going
it.
at it, you know. Everything I know, Anything
How long
I can
Carol was
think
your
of.
manager, Nick? How long Carol was your manager? Because I know after she passed, man, you kind of.
I only had one manager. Carol was my manager for 21 years.
21 years.
21 years.
Yep. She had never managed nobody else but me, and I had never had no other manager. And since she died, they're like, people ask me, they're like, yeah, you gonna get another manager? I was like, you know, Carol was standing in front of a bus for me. You ain't gonna do that. I can manage you myself.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
you know, because if you're gonna have a manager, they gotta believe. You know, they have to believe in you.
Yeah.
As much or more than you do. And I think she believed more than I did because I was about to quit about 50 times.
Well, good for her.
Yeah, I'm selling all my equipment.
One thing I'm so glad that she made you sing.
Oh man, yeah, and that was not an easy job for her either.
Glad she finally had you do that. When I heard
I wasn't about doing no singing. She's like, nah. She's like, you need to sing. I was like, no, I don't. I grew up when I was singing in my house. You know, my family, you know, they would come to my shows even when I was growing up and stuff. And I would try to sing. So then it got to the point when they would come to a show, they was like, whatever you do, don't sing.
Right.
You know, they don't sing. And this was been going, you know, I know a couple of years ago, my uncle, he's like, I got really scared when I saw you walking to the mic and was going to sing. I was like, oh, Lord, you don't sing. So, yeah. Like, I can stay in key for at least a half a song.
There you go.
Get a chance.
Just enough.
Just enough, you know.
Well, you sound great on Rainy Night in Georgia, so I love it.
Oh, thank you. I never had that. I never wanted to be a singer. You know, I used to play behind singing groups all the time, even as a teenager. You know, I played behind singing groups, and you know, and I would sing groups was crazy. I used to go to all the other shows for, you know, like the big name singing groups, and watch them and come back and teach my singing group how to do the steps they was doing. Yeah, this is what they were doing. See this.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let me sing either. But I don't know, when I was young, I wanted to sing like, you know, get that high Smokey Robinson stuff, you know. And my voice do not go up there, man.
Not everybody can do that.
Yeah, my friends used to call me Chokey Robinson.
Joey Robinson.
Okay.
What about you, Willie?
Well, I started playing the trumpet when I was around 10. You know, I was my dad, growing up, my dad had every album in our living room. We had a stereo, and we had everything from wall to wall. Brooke Benton, Chet Baker, Cannonball Adderley, Nat Adderley, Miles Davis, Dizzy Gillespie, Lena Horne, Brooke Benton, Lawrence Welk, you name it, Ella Fitzgerald. My dad had everything. And I'll tell you, we really got interested in the music because on Saturdays, my mom's a school teacher, and you know, cartoons were on Saturday, so we had to iron our. They wouldn't let us turn the TV on, but we could turn the stereo on, and we couldn't go outside until we had 5 sets of clothes for next week washed and ironed. And when all 3 of us were done, my siblings, then we could go outside. But prior to that, we're in the house like with broomsticks and mop handles, singing like, you know, singing like the Supremes and everybody. And I liked the trumpet, and I gravitated to the trumpet. And when it was time to go to school and get the instruments, so my mom, they took me to school, and I wanted to play the drums, but all the drums were gone at that time. So the band director said, Willie, we got enough drums. We need some more trumpets. You want to play the trumpet? And I was like, yep. I didn't care what I played. I just wanted to be in the band, and played all the way through high school, and got a full music scholarship at South Carolina State University. And my scholarship was for the marching band and for the jazz ensemble. I was a freshman in the jazz ensemble, which was pretty huge back then to be able to be in a jazz ensemble at a college as a freshman. So my band director prepared us for that. Dwight McMillan, he was a sax player, played with this famous band back in the day called the Exotics. So they got us prepared for that. And while I was at South Carolina State University, we got an opportunity to play with Dizzy Gillespie, Frank Foster, Max Roach, Nat Adderley, Betty Carter. They all came to our school, and we the jazz ensemble played the music for them. And Clark Terry was one. And the summer after Dizzy Gillespie played with us, he gave the school a call back prior to us finishing, and he wanted me to go on tour with him during the summer and study with him. And I got a chance to tour and study with Dizzy Gillespie the summer of 1986. And I left school before I finished school. And I was gone for about 5 years, and ended up in Florida playing with a corporate band, touring, opening for Gloria Estefan, Miami Sound Machine on tour. And then my mom, I got out there, got wild drinking and doing all that other crazy stuff, and my mom made me come back home and finish school. And that's the best thing I did, was go back to school and finish my college degree, did my student teaching, and moved to North Carolina. I've always been in a local band, but I was teaching for about 14 years, and after the 14 years, I had some struggles with drug and alcohol addiction, and until I got rid of that demon, then I wasn't gonna be able to do too much more than local regional. And then I was court ordered to rehab after having about 6 DWIs, totaling 3 new cars, and it was my 4th stint at rehab. And so I got the professional counseling I needed, and we got to the I got done with the problem, and so my mind was clear at that point, and I always wanted to be. And then I always played in bands with everybody, helping everybody else out. And like Nick, I wanted to, somebody said, Willie, you need to do your own thing. And I didn't know where to start. And I just started looking on Facebook, looking at friends like Marcus Anderson, Lynn Roundtree, Marcus Johnson. All these guys were, doing their own thing. And I kind of reached out to them, and they directed me to this lady named Kim Giles, was an artist development agent, and I went through her, and little did I know that I was going to be learning everything about the music industry as far as the business side was concerned. And I did that, and before you know it, Nicholas Cole, a young keyboard player, he was 17 at the time, and I was 50 years old. And Nicholas produced my first CD, Another Day in Time, in his bedroom at his mom's house. And that kind of put me on the map. And, I haven't looked back since.
I know that's right.
A good thing.
I'm glad.
That's an awesome story.
That is an awesome story. It really is.
You connected Mark Goodman. Gary, was it Mark Goodman that was here from Levert?
Oh, yeah. It was
that
definitely.
Forget the name of the foundation that's helping men get through addictions, because of course he witnessed what happened to both Gerald and Sean. His childhood friends and the popular group. He was on the show the other day, and I was really impressed with what he's doing.
Yeah.
Michael is his manager, and he's awesome too. So
yeah, Michael Black.
Just
and like Nick, he had somebody. I taught my first cousin. After my first cousin heard about what had happened to me and what I'd gone through, he says that anything I can do to help you. And I actually taught my first cousin how to be my manager, and he's the only other person in my camp right now. As far as trusting people, you can't. And what we're doing, you see so many people out there that say they got a manager, and the manager's not doing nothing, like the experience you had, somebody taking your money. Some people that I know, Nick probably know, that they're paying a manager and the manager's not doing anything, and it's like, man, in this business you can't afford to pay nobody. Yeah. You can't afford to pay a manager. You cannot. So.
You can't come ask me for $3,000, and you got to show me something. Show me what you're working with.
Right. Your list of contacts. Make sure.
What? I'm sorry, Grace. Say it again.
I said, show me your list of contacts as well. What connections do you have?
Right. I did sign one time, but it was a 6-month non-exclusive. And I went to his site, and he had me listed as a clarinet player.
Wow.
A saxophone and flute player. I don't play clarinet.
You know,
I'm like, you are
first,
really into me.
Yeah.
So
when
Nick,
I first started out, I sat down at the computer every day with a list of all the jazz festivals, and I sent my press kit out countless times, countless. You know, I didn't have anybody else to do that for me. You know, I had just gotten out of rehab. My wife was like, "Hey, look, hey, I don't care what you do." But, you know, I told her I wanted to play music full time. She said, "No, I don't care if you go get a job at McDonald's. You're going to have to do something to help me pay these bills." And at that point, man, when you have the determination in your heart, and your mind, and your soul that you're gonna be successful, and success is the only option. You know, we kind of bumped heads for a while, you know, but right. Now it's like when I talk to her nowadays, she said, "Well, when are you going back out again? When are you going back out again?" It's a tough road for musicians, man. When you say you want to do this, it's not, you know, like Nick will tell you too, man. It's like you look good on stage, but when you come off, man, you know, hey, those bills are still there.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Willie, how long how long did you teach for the Army?
I taught school for about for 14 years. For 14 years, and I miss teaching school, but I'll tell you, you know, when you have a dream in your heart and you want to be a performer, I mean, at some point, you know, just playing on the weekends is just not enough when you have the desire to be a performer and to be an artist. So my mom being the one that retired 35 years from teaching, I didn't tell her in the beginning that I had quit teaching, but because she found out that I quit teaching, and she made me send her, you know, I was playing, and she said it kind of broke her heart. You know, she's one of the people, you stay on one job for 35 years, like, "Mom, I can't do that, Mom." Right. But, you know, I miss teaching, but the salary just wasn't enough to take care of my family. It just wasn't enough.
Yeah.
I miss teaching, but it just wasn't enough.
I heard that.
What was that?
I couldn't do without my husband's support. I really couldn't. I would have to have a job, and
right.
It's just that tough. I can have a season. Because even this year was really picking up for me. I said, I have more festivals. I have more, and then all of a sudden, when I came back from Colorado Springs, things in March 1st, things started falling apart. Everything started shutting down, but. You know, and I get calls, we're going to go to 2021, sorry. You know, I got a deposit on a couple of them. They just said, okay, we'll just reschedule. So I try to be very patient with people right now because everybody's struggling right now. And, what about live streaming? Are you guys live streaming now? A lot of artists are doing that now. Nick and Willie.
Yeah.
Okay, I did a live stream show in Birmingham at the Perfect Note. I think it was the last weekend in June, and they had a dine-in audience. Had about 60 people inside, so they were pretty spread out. So it felt real good because, you know, there were people in the audience, so I was able to do my thing and just to talk to the people in the audience and include the people that were live streaming. The great thing about that is that, you know, you're unlimited in the people that can purchase a ticket for the live stream, but, you know, I think that there's so many people live streaming for free that it kind of would take away from somebody that, you know, is asking for $10 to pay for a live stream. But I'm thinking right now, we don't know when this is going to be over, but it might just be the new norm.
Well, we can live stream. I know I'm doing a live stream show for a radio station on the 29th of this month, and they're streaming worldwide. But
Nice.
I don't know, you know, my thing is this. I don't have no shame in doing anything else, you know, because I'm a survivor. Self-preservation, first law of nature. So if if this gets too crazy, you come to Chicago and you see me saying "Welcome to Walmart." I don't have no shit.
Right.
I stand there with my guitar at the door. Go in. selling CDs right here before you come in.
I know that's right. I know that's right.
I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, I don't
you know,
blame
my
you.
dad, you know, my dad used to tell me all the time, you know, when people would call me, you know, when I was young, you know, because I would take a gig for anything. My mother always said, people don't know you'll play for free. You know, you just that crazy, you know. And I do. I play for free. They pay me to haul all these clothes I'll be carrying around. You know, so but my dad, he used to tell me all the time, he's like, why you gonna go do that show for that amount of money? You know, you sell yourself like that. And I'm like, you know, excuse my language. He's like, you get a job or something, you know, on the side, you know, like you don't hoard your talent out. You hoard for your talent. You know, you go do something for that.
Yeah.
And I've had 3 jobs in my life, you know. When I worked in the bank, that didn't work out too well. So my whole job career was like 3 months limit. That's as long as I could work. 3 months. I don't know how it happened. 90 days and I'm out of there. Because I just can't do the same thing every day. You know, like,
right.
I mean, I'm going to go in there and I got to do the same thing I did yesterday. No. Yeah. Then when I worked in the bank and they had me counting money, I was like, this is not the job for me. It's either this job or the penitentiary. I'm going back to this job.
Gary,
I did that.
say something earlier?
Hmm?
No, Gary, he got cut off earlier.
Oh, Gary, you back?
Yeah.
I see him up there. See
Yeah.
his headphones.
Yeah, I was going to ask Nick.
But, you know, I mean, we got to be kind of like the Marine Corps, you know. We got to adapt and overcome, you know.
That's right.
Whatever the next thing is, we got to adapt to that situation and deal with it, you know, because life is going, you know, this ain't the last change that life is going to throw us, you know.
Amen.
You know, life keeps throwing you changes, you know, and you just keep following it and figure out, you know, your niche in there, you know, because you just have to find out, where do I fit in the scheme of things now? You know, they doing this now, so blah, blah, you know. It's like with music, you know, the music keeps evolving and changing. We have to keep evolving and changing with it if we want to stay relevant, you know. We can't keep playing what we was playing 20 years ago because the music done moved on. You know, we gotta move with it. You know, that's why, you know, like a lot of the jazz purists, they try not to have respect for contemporary jazz, you know, but jazz is freedom of expression, you know, so,
yes, it is.
you know, however you present it, it's a freedom of expression. They thought Bird was crazy when he came out with bebop, him and
They did.
Diz, you know, so what we doing, you know, we just interpreting the music the way we feel it, you know.
Yeah.
The next people gonna come up, they're gonna do what they want to do, and, you know, and hopefully money will still be a thing, you know.
I just hope they don't throw no labels on jazz like they do everything else, you know, just throw another different label on it.
You know, they try to label and stereotype everything, man, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Sometimes, you know, and we as jazz musicians get shot in, you know, other than blues players, you know, but it's like, you know, but it's the interesting thing to me is that, like, I hang out with rock dudes a lot of times, you know, too, you know, guys who were really big rock guys, and they're guitar players, you know, I look at them, man, they always trying to learn something from me. You know, man, show me some jazz. Dude, you know, you killing this rock stuff. Why you want to do what I do? I don't need you over here trying to steal my job. Just come
Stay over there.
Yeah. Keep doing what you're doing. You know, playing that headbanging music. I like you over there. You know?
Stay in your corner.
You know?
I like what you're saying, Nick, because really jazz, the original jazz, started in a brothel. So when people are like, oh, that's not jazz, and like some sophisticated art form, I'm like, do y'all know how jazz started?
Exactly. It started in houses.
Exactly. So now
Oh, yeah.
sophisticated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the
Nice
women
part
wore
for-
jasmine perfume.
What did you say, Chris?
No, because, well, two things. One thing first for me. Keith Gilchrist, aka Lord V, he says hello to Nick and Willie.
Hello.
Hello there, Keith.
And Gary wanted to ask a question. So what was it, Gary?
Yeah, I was going to ask Nick about his latest project, the one
Finger
that-
painting?
Yeah, finger paintings, man. It's a great project CD.
Oh, yeah.
And I like your description of the project. When I was reading a little bit about the project, about there was a certain guitar that you have that actually paints as the brush
Yeah.
for this. So tell us a little bit about it, man. It's nice.
You know, I think all musicians, you know, Willie and Joyce, they can both probably do the same thing. When you're playing and you close your eyes and you playing, don't you see like colors going through your, you know? It's like I see colors when I play, you know.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like a little too much red right there. I better pull it back. You know?
It's clipping.
You know,
But I love when you guys go into your zone. It is so
Yeah.
cool to watch.
yeah, that's you know, 'cause it's like now with jazz, contemporary jazz, it's more about the hook of the song, you know. And back in the old days, jazz was more about the solo, you know,
It was.
where you could take it from there, you know. So what we try to do is, you know, so when we can get loose on the stage, you know, like I seen my boy Willie do, you know, lean over to the side and try to get that Clifford Brown look, you know.
And
You
raise
know,
that
and
leg,
close
right?
them eyes, then it's a
That's
whole nother story.
You be feeling it. You be feeling it.
Hey,
Yeah.
speaking of trumpet, man, I got a funny thing to tell you. I did a print ad for Benson and Hedges back in 2000, right? So I went down there to my manager was like, you know, they're looking for people to do this ad. And I was like, yeah, so they were looking for upright bass player and a piano player. I'm like, I don't play either one of them. So I said, well, you can go anywhere. You can play something on the piano. I took a week and practiced playing this song on the piano, right? So I get down to the audition. I go into the door looking for the piano. No piano, just a stool in the middle of the room. And the guy says, okay, sit right here. I said, where's the piano? He's like, just act like you're playing the piano. And if you would have saw me, I was up there. And the dude was like, what are you doing? I was like, well, if I'm playing, I'm jamming, man. You know?
Right.
But I said all that to say, I went there to do that, and I ended up being the trumpet player in the ad.
Wow.
I had to send it to you, Willie.
Okay.
This picture was in every magazine in the United States.
Wow.
Of me with this trumpet trying to look like Miles. You know, to the side.
Did you
And they
remember how to
paid
hold
well,
it?
you know, because they were like, if you didn't get silhouetted in the shot, if they could see you, your face, you got more money, right? So I was remembering, I was like, I was on the plane coming from California, me and Carol, and I was like, she was asleep, and I woke up, I said, hey, Carol, they're gonna show my picture. You're gonna see my face. I'm gonna get that other money. She was like always very, cracking on me. She was like, you think you that cute that they're gonna show you? And I was like, nope. And I was the only one that had the cigarette in my hand. They got to show me, right? And they did. You know, and I'm like, all right. Everywhere I went, TV Guide, every magazine, I'm like, there I am.
Nice.
And I had 1,000 people call me, Nick, I know you play trumpet. I was like, yeah, there's a lot y'all don't know about me.
Right.
Boy.
Yeah. And then they called me, this same director, they called me for a commercial. I come down there with my guitar and stuff. I be dope. He handed me a trumpet.
No, no way.
I'm like, all of a sudden I'm a trumpet player. You know?
Right. The thing is,
It's called acting.
Right. You got paid.
Well, that was cool. You know,
Wow.
I'm gonna have to roll in a few, y'all, because I got to get to mass by 4 o'clock. I go to
Okay.
church on Saturday.
All right.
Okay. Okay.
You
So-
know, and,
Well, before
now they got limited seats in the church. You know, you got to sign up to go.
yeah.
Right.
You got,
Yeah.
you know,
I hear you.
they only let so many people in,
Okay.
and they
Well,
need
said
to
I'm
let a
going to
whole lot
mass.
more in because people losing their mind. You know.
oh yeah.
Yeah, like when you said I'm going to mass, I said, oh, remind me how I grew up Catholic.
Okay.
My whole family was Catholic in South Louisiana. You can't be in South Louisiana without being Catholic at least once. You know what I
No,
mean?
at least once.
Like dominates, you know. But anyway, it's either Catholic or Baptist, but Catholic churches are everywhere. When I moved to Texas, it was like, man, I don't see as many out here. There are a lot, but not nearly as much as in Louisiana.
Well, one thing, church don't last as long as the Baptist church.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the truth.
Tell me about it.
You got to come with prepared for 3 meals when you go to Baptist.
Sure, right about that one.
Yeah.
Come in with your bacon and egg sandwich. Look in your other pockets for lunch.
Mhm. Yeah,
Dinner time.
you're right. You're right about
After
that.
church, 45 minutes, you up out of there.
You are.
Okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
You're right about that. I think I've been to just about every kind of church: Catholic, Baptist, non-denomination, Lutheran. Well, I was played in a Lutheran band. You know how they hired college kids to go play. So I've seen a lot of churches. But you're right. Catholic church, 45 minutes, we're done. Bye. The only thing that lasts long in a Catholic church is a wedding, and
Yeah.
Baptist weddings are short.
So how far you from the church, Nick? Since you're in the country. How far you from the church since you're in the country?
Just telling all his business.
Our church ain't that far. You know, they build churches real close, you know, because they need you to be there.
Traveling won't be an excuse, right?
Yeah, no, we ain't far. You come on to church. Now that's a whole nother story.
Yeah. Well, before you
Yeah,
go,
that's like
man.
when I go to the post office, man, it's like the Pony Express. I had to go so far, you know.
I know that's right.
Going over there.
Yeah, when I moved to Fort Worth, I couldn't find a post office. And I said, what is these post offices at? So I'm in Fort Worth. I had to drive over to Haslett. That's where I found a post office, and that's about 10 miles from here.
Gary, you wanted to play something before Nick has to go?
Well, no, I was just gonna ask him. Yeah, I'm definitely played some stuff. We've already played some before we had the guest, but I was just gonna let Nick, since he do have to go, for him to at least tell everyone how they can follow him and keep up with, some of the projects and things that he's got going on.
Well, you can get me on all social media, Facebook, Instagram. I even still keep my MySpace page going for those who just don't know the 21st century.
I still have one.
Yeah.
I'll have to find you.
Yep. That's how I met Paula Atherton on MySpace years
Oh,
ago.
really?
Yep. She
Yeah, she was
friended
on
me
the
on
show.
MySpace.
Yeah.
We became great friends after that, you know. But I'm on all social media and, NickColionne.com. And
Okay.
if you can't purchase my stuff at Amazon, hopefully they ran out. You can always get it through my website. And I look forward to getting back out on the road and seeing people again, and seeing my friends like Willie and all you guys.
Yeah.
This has been
You
rough.
come to
This is
Dallas.
not easy. This is
to
not
Dallas.
easy,
Been rough, hasn't it?
Dallas,
Yeah.
Fort Worth, are you coming our way anytime soon?
I'm
I'll go to your
supposed to come
website.
down there.
Hmm?
'Cause I usually come down there in like November or October and do the 3 things without wash. I usually do
Yeah.
Did I wash?
Mm-hmm.
with Dallas and San Antonio and Houston. You know, I usually do that run together, but that ain't happening. I just want to play somewhere with some other people beside myself.
I know. I hear you, man.
Feeling.
You know?
I mean, I told my husband the same thing. I love the live stream, but I want to be with a band.
I'm practicing coming through the door like I'm walking on stage or something.
Yeah.
That's how I walk out there. Yeah.
Well, maybe we can figure something out, because Kirk Whalum and a couple of other people, they're doing something here in Dallas in November where it's in a parking lot. You stay in your car and there's a big stage in the
That's what's
parking
going to be the new norm, you know, because a lot of the country stars are doing that. They're doing at drive-in theaters.
Really?
And stuff
Okay.
like that.
Okay. Because I know a couple of people that had to postpone, and they're troubleshooting this, and I may throw that out there and say, hey, y'all might consider this, and invite Nick and just have me open for him, you know. Like I said, I'll take any color: watercolor, blue color, green.
Bring me too.
Is it Willie? Bring me too.
I know, right, Willie?
You got to call Chart Killer over here.
I got to play a real trumpet.
I got you,
Willie. Willie Belly, that's who you got to hit it up with. Bring me too. Yeah.
But you guys are giving me some ideas, because you know there's some people in the industry that said, "What are we going to do?" Because even when Paula was on the show, we were both going to be in the same Women in Jazz show, but that got postponed. So I really hope that it will happen November. But both Texas and Oklahoma, we're both in the red zone, if you will.
Yeah, y'all spiking. We're spiking here now too. Back here.
So I don't know. We don't know. And I know the promoter, he's really frustrated. I said, man, you got to be patient right now, because even if your sponsor said go ahead and do it, you need an audience still. You still need an audience.
I'm scared, you know. I'm getting people 10 feet instead of 6 feet and running around me.
You know.
I'm like,
Well, Nick and Will, I'm going to throw this at you. I know of a venue with a very high ceiling and very, very broad. You know, the Tina Turner tribute band I'm in, we did a live stream show there, and the owner, Lala, who's the leader of the band, knows the owner of the building, and they're trying to do something creative. I mean, do you think that A-list artists like you guys would be interested in doing something that's very spacious? Because they're wondering, you know, would anybody be interested in doing that?
I'm interested in doing anything. I don't care if it's one person in the audience.
I mean, it's bigger than a warehouse. I've performed there, and I even have video of the space. There are 2 green rooms. It's a very, very nice building. And we were talking, you know, this is a really nice building. You could do something here, where I felt safe there, even though the band laughed at me because I had my disinfectant and I sprayed it all around me.
It was your aura.
They were just laughing.
Yeah.
I walked into the bathroom spraying.
George, won't you try to hook that up?
I'll tell you.
I will.
You know,
I will.
If I don't
Gris has your information, right?
Yep. I don't need a whole lot of people. If it's one person, they're gonna get the same show from me as if it's 10,000.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna be the same dude when I come out there.
That's right.
I like that. I like that.
All
You
dressed
pay
up for
$4 to
Stacey
see them,
Adams.
you're gonna get your $4
I know, right?
and some more.
And spats.
I know that's right.
I'm sorry, I heard you, Nick, but I also heard Gris. I'm laughing at Gris.
She said Stacey
All
Adams,
right.
and I said, and it's spats.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
You know, you know.
well, we gotta be creative. You're right. I like what you said about the military. Be creative. Be ready. Be flexible.
Absolutely.
You can't get you can't get locked in the box. You know, okay, you got to come on out. You know, think of
Well,
new
if I know
ways to
people,
present
okay.
yourself, you know,
All right.
New
Dallas
ways.
Jazz Series. I'm familiar. They're not doing anything this year. Every year, by this time, I had 2-3 bookings New Year's Eve, and the eve before New Year's Eve. I don't have any bookings. I'm already booked in February, March, and there's nothing. Everybody's afraid to book. They don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Right.
They say they have a vaccine soon. I ain't gonna be the first one to try it.
No,
But-
no.
I ain't either.
Let's hope they gonna have one. I'm gonna wait and see how many people turn into zombies first.
I'm still having Tuskegee nightmares.
You know,
Right.
I'm with you, Nick, on that one, man. That's serious.
Like, okay.
That's
They
real.
look they still walking around. So I can get one now.
Yeah.
Hey,
They got me
Gary and
scared
Nick,
to take a flu shot.
we're not Tuskegee over here. You hear what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh, look, Gris got it now. Oh,
And I was like, I had to go back. I'm like, oh yeah. Okay,
yeah.
got it.
Okay.
So,
Well, I tell you what, let's take a music break, and of course, Nick, like I said, Nick's got to go, and then we'll come right back. I'm gonna play some of Nick's music and also some more of Willie's music as well, and then we'll come right back. So y'all keep it locked right here on the Indie Live Spot.
Okay.
Let them charts go, Willie.
Yes, sir. That's right. I'm not gonna let you down, man.
I need to put out a single, man. Let me in.
Okay. Hey, just let me hit number 1 first, and I'll be done. I'll open the door after that.
You'll have it in the next week. Next
Right,
week to 2 weeks.
Right.
and gentlemen, we're back, and of course we are back, and a lot of great music you just got through hearing from Willie Bradley, our guest here, and that was actually "I'm Ready" featuring Marcus Anderson, and right before that we played the title track of one of his CDs, which was Another Day in Time, and of course that particular track. Willie, was that featuring somebody else on that too?
No, that was Nicholas Cole. Nicholas was featured on Another Day in Time, the title track.
Yeah, very nice though. But that whole CD is just bumping, man. I really like that CD.
Thank you.
Absolutely. But anyway, we're back, and I'm glad Willie, you can hang out with us for the remaining time. We're just under another 24 minutes, I guess we got here. And we just also want to thank Nick for hanging out with us today as well.
Mm-hmm.
And,
of course.
It looks like Ray's out of his chair. Okay.
Yeah, we don't hear any more noise.
Now that we back.
Yeah, but I know. I think Gris had some trouble with Skype, but it's all good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Willie, what is next on your agenda?
What's on my agenda right now? The big elephant in the room right now is, hopefully I'm gonna the song with Reagan Whiteside and it's on now, featuring Reagan Whiteside, is gonna be number one on the Smooth Jazz Network next week, or and number one on Billboard. And this is the first time I've been this high on a chart. I'm working on a new project right now, and I've released 3 songs from the first album, even though it's not complete yet. The first track was with Greg Manning, and it was called Life on Top. It got to be number 20 on Billboard, but it didn't get picked up by Sirius, but it did make it to number 20 on Billboard. And then I did a song with Julian Vaughn, Over the Horizon. It didn't do too good on the charts, but this one, it's on now. I recorded my trumpet stuff at Reagan's house, and her husband's an engineer, Dennis Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
And I sent it to Reagan, and she said, "Oh, Willie, I want to play on this song." And actually, that same night, the song that Reagan has, JJ Strut, I'm playing the trumpet on that particular song that Reagan just released. So we did those 2 songs that night. What I have on the horizon is I'm completing a new project. I have 2 more songs to play on, and I have 1 more song I need to have live instruments on. My new album is being produced by a gentleman in Detroit. His name is Jeff Kennedy. He's a drummer, keyboard player, and he's a vocalist there. And our approach for this new project was that we're going to have live drums, bass, keys, and guitar on the whole entire album. The magic in the music on this particular project is that we have the rhythm section playing the song all at once in the studio, and not sending the track to a drummer here, a guitar player here, bass player here, keyboard player here. They're all playing every track simultaneously in the studio.
Oh, nice.
And so on this particular project, I'm going to have Walter Beasley, Reagan Whiteside, Julian Vaughn, Greg Manning, Marion Meadows, James Lloyd, Selena Albright, Nathan Mitchell, and LaShawn Gary. They're all featured artists on the song. Yes, all of them on one project. That's right.
Yes.
So I have one of the songs on my CD is going to be dedicated to my mother. She passed March 19th of this year, and it's going to be called Sunny Days for Catherine, and that's going to be the CD is going to be dedicated to her memory. And that's what I'm working on right now, and I'm almost done with the project. I just have to play my horn parts on 2 of the tracks, and then just have to do 1 more, and I'm trying to release it on my mom's birthday, October 15th.
You got to come back.
That's all you got to do. Yeah. Hey, I'll return your call this time, Ray. If you call me back, I'll return your call. I was just joking, man.
That's all right. That's all right.
For you. Oh, trust me, he can handle it.
Let me ask you this, Willie. Since you got all this going for yourself, have you submitted your music to the Grammys yet?
Okay, the album that you have, Going with the Flow, that particular album was on the Grammy ballot in 2018 for Best New Contemporary Jazz Instrumental CD. I made it to the second round, but it didn't get a nomination. But if I could be that close, I'm hoping to be in a different category with this album coming up, Best New Contemporary Jazz Collaboration. You know, I'm connected with a couple people in the Grammy Academy, and they suggested that I do that because there's so many people in the contemporary jazz category, and it's really hard to get a nomination. But I think with the all-star cast that I have on this album, I think I'm gonna do something.
Oh yeah,
you know.
Absolutely. Sounds like it. How did you and Reagan get connected up?
Okay, so Reagan, I found out that Reagan did. She's a graphic artist that's what she does for a living.
Oh wow.
And so I got Reagan to do. Reagan did the artwork for my Going with the Flow CD. She put the whole package together. And that's how I met Reagan. And then you know, I went to record at her house, and Dennis, her husband, Dennis, you know, we became real good friends. Reagan and I are real good friends. And you know, she went from going to doing the artwork, and then I invited her to be on one of my tracks, and because she is something else.
Yes,
and I love the sound, and I love the tone of her flute. And I sent her 2 tracks to choose from, and she chose It's On Now. And man, when I heard her playing the track, I was like, that's it.
Yeah.
I knew it was gonna be. I knew the song was gonna do well. I didn't know it was gonna do this well, you know. But I'm really happy to have Reagan.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm looking at a picture that Gary has on YouTube, because I'm watching us on YouTube as well, and I see the picture of you with 1 foot up.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. I didn't know. I think it was YJ that Yvonne said, "Well, I know when you're getting into it, Joyce, when that foot goes up." I didn't know I was doing that. And I was playing in Indiana, I think, and a photographer there sent me a picture. I'm in my dress. I have 1 foot up, and I'm into it. I didn't know. I honestly didn't know that I was doing that. I was doing it, and then when I saw the picture, I said, "Oh my God!" And I'm in 3-inch heels, and I said, "If I had to plan that, I would be falling down." So, do you realize you have 1 foot up when you're playing?
You know what? The guy who took that picture, his name is Bobby Roebuck, and you know, when I'm into the music like that, I think my eyes are closed. It's like, man, I don't even realize the music just kind of just takes over you. And I didn't realize I was doing that, but you know what? Those are the best shots.
Yes, they are.
When you just said, "Oh my God," when you saw the picture, I was like, "Oh my God!" To have somebody catch you in the moment like that, that's priceless. You know,
like Chris said, in the zone.
In the zone.
Yeah. You can get so far in the zone, you forget. I remember it happened to me once. I was playing in a church, and I was just playing all into it, and I sort of woke up and I went, "What am I playing? What song is this?" I was like, "Where am I?" Because my fingers moving and things were happening. Or I will play something and go back and try to figure out what I did, and I can't figure it out.
Right.
That happened to me a couple of times. My husband said, "I thought those were effects from the sound person." And I went back and played it. He said, "That is nice. How did you do that?" I said, "I don't know, but I'm gonna try to figure it out."
Willie, I was intending to ask you and Nick. Have you and Nick had a chance to play together?
Nick and I think we got a chance to. We were in the same festival together, but
Same deal.
I don't think I got it. We have not done a show together.
Okay.
You know, but Nick has been like a mentor to me. Ever since we met, we've been good friends ever since we met.
That's a good thing.
We talk to each other on a regular basis, and Hey man, he's a stand-up guy. I mean, he's
Sure is.
Yeah.
when he when we're on the road and we're together, his bandmates are my friends because his band has played for me before. Some of the same guys that play, like Nathan Mitchell was in his band, and I know all the cats. So when we're on the road, we all are like, the circle is so small. We're all mutual friends, and it's like we're all we got. So I've not had the chance to do a show play with him on stage at the same time as of yet, but we've been on the same festivals. We have,
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. Maybe we'll just have to have you guys come to Texas.
well, maybe you just have to do that.
Okay.
Appreciate that.
But I'm gonna invite myself. I'm sorry.
There you go. There you go. Texas has been one of the states I've not had the opportunity to play in. I think I've been trying to get into the Blue Martini, I think, and a couple of the Dallas Jazz Series. I think I submitted for that.
Oh, I know the guy. The founder of Dallas Jazz Series. I know him personally, and I've played with him. He's okay. All right.
And that's one contact that I probably wasn't contacting the right person. So it's like.
Well, right now things are kind of slow because of COVID.
I understand.
That's why I was saying earlier that usually I was doing something for Dallas Jazz Series and another, a party band and a jazz band thing. I was, that's. But I'm not getting that. But we're trying to figure this out. I'm trying to figure this out. That's what I was telling you earlier. I'm talking to people, and how do we do this? So I may just have to start making phone calls and say,
the drive-in theater thing is kind of big because Raheem Devon was at in Boston. I was in Boston last week. He did a show at a drive-in theater sponsored by the NAACP chapter there.
Wow.
And it was a huge success.
That must be a good thing that's catching on, because when we had Tony Red last week, she even mentioned something that they were doing that. Well, was that the one that was in? It was. Remember, we were all talking about that, about the stadium.
Yeah. I remember what it was though.
Yeah.
It was Tony.
But anyhow, I guess that's one of the
sometimes
things.
Well, it just depends on. I guess if you can find here in the Fort Worth, Dallas area drive-in theater, I have not seen any. And I imagine some of them old theaters are here, but I haven't seen any.
Right.
YJ just put in the chat room, the Scat Lounge is nice too.
That's downtown.
Yeah, but that's a small venue.
That's
It's a
venue.
lovely venue. That's in Fort Worth.
Fort Worth.
Scat Lounge. Now, back in the day, they used to smoke. You remember when Nick was talking about you thought the building was on fire?
Right.
Yeah.
But now Fort Worth is non-smoking city, and it's quaint, and it's very nice lounge. I love the place, but when I played there once 8 years ago, I'm like you. I came back in 2010, and I put everything down for 20 years. And I did Scat Lounge, and I was like, on my break, I was outside, go, ugh. Yeah, it was just too much for me. I can't handle smoke, but it is a nice venue.
I was working on this one with Black Arts and Letters. That's a real nice venue.
T-ball. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the T-ball. Then they have a big 1,800 seater auditorium.
Okay.
But and they don't put everything on hold there because they're doing it virtually.
Yeah.
Right.
The big building I told you about, you can have social distancing.
Right.
And because it's huge, it's bigger than because when I played there with the Tina Turner tribute band, I had a visual, but not until I walked in and I saw. You remember walking in like a Disney World, and you go into this huge building, and then it starts to evolve. It's something like that.
Right.
And I think that it's the safest indoor facility that I've seen, as opposed to, the smaller venues, and you can only let a certain amount of people in.
Right.
And when you own a building like that, you're willing to talk about anything, because what happens, like at T-Ball is a great place, the one Mac mentioned, but you got to come up with some money to do something there. You have to come up with some money. And some of these venues are willing to say, okay, you know how you strike deals. You said, okay, you bring your cash bar in, you can take that, and we can start. That's how I broke into a venue in South Texas.
Right.
I take the door, you take the cash bar. And that worked very well.
Well, they already got their cash bar, but I'm telling you, it's very expensive. But man, they have won 5 Emmys for that arts and letters, and they have all different type of entertainers that come there, and they got Emmys to show for it. It's a real nice spot.
Wow.
It
real
is
nice
nice.
spot.
And the venue I'm talking about, there's a lot of free parking there as well. So
Right.
we look at things like that because I know of a spot in downtown Dallas. It's perfect. It's quaint. It's not Dallas Jazz Series has that spot and another spot, but the parking is not great there. You have to valet park or go across the street. And that's not a big deal because it's not like San Francisco and New York where you have to pay $40, $50 to park.
Right.
It might be $5, $10 out here.
Right.
I was amazed. I drove up to a parking garage in San Francisco, $50.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, we're wrapping it up now. We're down to about 5 minutes. So let's
Okay.
let
Wrap it up.
us guest Willie. Tell our viewers, everybody, how they can follow you, keep in touch with you as far as that goes, and for your music and all that kind of good stuff.
Okay, I'm Willie Bradley. I have 2 pages on Facebook. One's Willie Bradley and one's Willie Bradley Roman numeral 2. I'm not a Roman numeral. I'm not a second. I'm a junior, but that's just my second Facebook page. So that's why it's Willie Bradley 2. My website is williebradley.net, williebradley.com. You can purchase my music from my website, and the physical copies. I still have physical copies for all of my CDs, and there's a digital distribution link there on the website as well, so you can get my music there. And if you want an autographed copy, just go to my website, put your debit card information in, and after your information will come up, and I'll just mail you an autographed copy of my CD. And I also have a GoFundMe campaign that's circulating right now. I only need about close to maybe $10,000. Well, I think 7 now to finish the rest of my project. So there's on my Facebook page, there's a link where you can donate if you're on my Facebook page. I would appreciate any donations.
Very nice. Okay, very good, Willie. Man, it's been a pleasure having you on today, as well as Nick Colionne, and of course, we want you to definitely come back and keep us posted on that new project of yours that you got going on, because I know it's going to be on fire.
And I really appreciate you guys interviewing me today. I really appreciate that, and especially from Texas. Is one of the places I haven't been able to perform yet. Hopefully I'll hit the big Billboard #1 and bring some more awareness to Willie Bradley. And it's a big deal for me because I'm an independent artist. I'm not on a record label, and to be able to get this far, man, it's tremendous. I always knew I could do it. I just had to move some things out of the way to get focused on what I needed to do.
Sure.
So I think.
Well, the main thing, Willie, and your wife said you need to do something to pay them bills, so you doing all right.
I ain't going to no McDonald's. I know that. When we hang out with Nick, it's like this. It's hilarious. It's like we don't go to sleep when we on tour. When we at the festival, man, we don't get no sleep. We in each other's rooms like this, and Nick is a comedian. Believe me, he's a clown.
He is funny. He is definitely funny.
I was kind of expecting you to say you wasn't going to work at no McDonald's. I was kind of expecting that one from you.
If I had, if I had to, I would. If I had to.
I thought to say I'll never say never. I don't know.
That's
It's not my
right.
first choice, second or third.
Right. When I heard that, I tell you what, I really buckled down, and that's why, man, I sat in here 8 hours a day on the computer sending my press kit out, because I was determined that success was going to be the only option in my music. Success was the only option.
Yeah, persistent.
Well, you know, your biggest success is your story about how you overcame some obstacles in your life.
Oh yeah,
That's the biggest. That's the most.
that was real. That was a
And-
real struggle.
Looking at you, you don't look like where you came from at all,
Right.
Exactly.
or what you've been through, or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah,
What a blessing.
I appreciate that.
Definitely. All right. Well, Willie, again, thank you so much for hanging out with us, and stay strong. Keep doing your thing, man. We look forward to that new great project, and
Okay.
Yeah.
and I just want to tell all of our viewers, everybody, to have a great, safe weekend, and whatever you do, you know, just try to, you know, think about others when you go out. And
Yep.
with that said, I guess my time is out. Let Grizz and Ray and Joyce take us out.
Well, G, one thing you forgot to say, that the Indie Live Spot is syndicated now.
That's correct. Yes, absolutely.
But you go, Mac.
Go ahead, Ray. Ray didn't let us. he didn't
Go
let that
ahead,
one
Mac.
go. Yeah, Ray is correct. We do have this week. What was the first week actually? We were being syndicated over in the UK with the Surrey Hills Soul Train network. So,
Good.
so a lot of people will be. In fact, they'll be viewing this on next Thursday over there. So, yeah, it's a great thing, and we want to send a shout out to everyone. Yeah, for sure. And but yeah, it's a good thing, Ray. Thanks for reminding us.
Yes, yes.
And thank you
And-
guys for having me.
And Willie, and once this is all said and done over here, he's gonna post that on your page so people can actually look at the interview.
Okay, now I'll
Good
share
day.
it this way.
Archive. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
And shout out to Nigel Thomas.
Yes.
Mm.
Thank you, Nigel.
Yeah, we really appreciate it very
Yes,
much.
Nigel.
And I'm just going to say goodbye. Enjoyed it today. Willie, I hope we can keep in touch. I learned a lot from you. I hope you don't mind if, you know, I reach out every now and then.
I don't care. You can.
Okay.
There's no problem. I was gonna. Hopefully, you'll text me your number so we can talk some more. I don't know everything,
Yeah,
but I
I'd
do
love to.
know a lot. You know, I do.
I could talk to you like, you know, there was a Willie in my hometown. I could say, hey, Willie.
So when I call, so Joyce, when I call you, am I gonna have to talk to your husband?
No. That's a good one. No, you don't have to talk to my baby daddy. You can talk.
You don't have to go through her shield.
That was good. You got me. Okay. No, I will. I'll reach out to you and give you my number, and you know, you're on Facebook, and we can keep in touch. I would appreciate that. Okay. Thanks for supporting women in jazz.
No problem.
And Gris.
Yes. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Thank you guys for being here. Hopefully, we'll see you next week. Our guest next week will be saxophonist Wayne. Excuse me, Wayne Gutshaw. And yes, he will be our guest next week. So please tune in, invite a friend, okay, so that we can grow GHP Radio. And guys, be safe out there, stay hydrated, and we'll see you next week, okay?
All right.
Ciao.
Ciao, everybody. Everybody have a great one. We'll see you next week.
Ciao.
Yes.